Sometimes reinventing is all about the little things that can have a great deal of impact. I'll talk about that on this video. How's it going? I'm Amelia Sims. This is Reinventing You, the channel where you can be inspired to take your own reinventing journey so that you can live an authentic life of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. I post twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm so glad that you are here. I spent 20 years in the church as a pastor, inspiring people, teaching them to change their lives and going along with them on the journey. Now I'm in the secular world, and I want to help you do the same. If you would, please subscribe today so that you won't miss a video. I recently came across a great quote by Dr. Bruce H. Lipton, and it went like this. The moment you change your perception is the moment you rewrite the chemistry of your body. Now, I've talked a little bit about changing your mind, changing your brain, and I have some videos up here if you want to check those out. But mainly what I've been talking about is changing your habits, changing the way you think, changing your perspective. And so I want to just delve into that a little bit more in this video, what it means to change your perspective and how you can change your perspective. The first way that you can change your perspective is to have an attitude of gratitude. I know you've heard that so many times. You're like, yeah. But it's true. If you are thankful, if you're grateful for what you have, then you can really make some major changes. It changes your whole attitude. You realize that there are opportunities right in front of you that you never saw before. So just having that kind of thankfulness and appreciation for those things that you already have can really help you grasp new things for the future. If you're always, having this negative attitude and everything is bad, blah, 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 you're basically going to get yourself into a dark place and you're never going to be able to get out of it. But if you can find the positive in where you are right now, then it really can help change your perspective and help you renew your life. You certainly will have more joy from then on out. The second way is go back to nature. I know this sounds like a crazy thing, but I read about it recently and I realized how true it is. So the first thing you need to do is think about the saying, you can't see the forest for the trees. What are you really looking at? Try to do this. Go out in your yard, or if you have a local park or some wooded area somewhere, and find a place where you can lie down on the ground if you're able. I know people you're saying, I can't do that. But maybe just at least get as close as you can to the ground. Maybe take a folding chair or something and focus on just a little piece of grass or the ground. What I read about is taking like a 1-inch piece, a 1-inch area of the ground, and you look at it and you just observe it. Just spend some time looking. If you're like me, you'd probably have to wear your glasses. Maybe you have to get a microscope. Maybe you'd have to get a magnifying glass and really look. Do you see any bugs? What's growing there? Is there dirt? Are there leaves? Just look at this little tiny microcosm and just, observe it. Maybe take 5 minutes, 10 minutes just to do that. And then get up if you can. And I want you to look around you. Go from that little piece of ground and look at the world around you. The trees, feel the air, the wind, feel the sun. If it's sunny, look at everything in terms of the big picture. Look at the trees, look at the huge lawn instead of just 1 inch. See that you went from just a little bit area where there might have been a microcosm of activity, and to go to the big picture where there's even more activity. There's squirrels, there's rabbits, there are birds. All this thing is happening. All you did was change your viewpoint from that little bitty 1-inch piece of grass to this huge vision in the park. So you can change your perspective if you just going out there in nature and looking at things from a different point of view will really broaden and truly widen your horizons, and you'll be able to see more. It's crazy, I know, but you'll be able to see more, and you'll actually have a little bit more of an attitude of gratitude. The third way of changing your perspective is asking for a friend. Have you ever had somebody that, I'm asking for a friend, but how do you, or how can this friend do this? Sometimes I get so stuck in my head. I've got this particular viewpoint. This is what I'm thinking. This is all I can think about. And I know that occasionally I will go to my husband or a friend and say, well, what do you think about this problem? But if I'm contemplating something, why can't I just go ahead and do that? Why can't I say, if I was my best friend and I came to them with this situation, what would I tell them? Would it be, you're crazy, or go for it, or maybe you should think about this, or I don't know about that? Change your perspective by thinking, if my best friend or a friend of mine or even acquaintance, an employee or an employer came to me with this situation, what would I tell them to do? How would I tell them to act or react or not? What would I say to them? Take that opportunity and change your perspective from yourself to talking as your friend, because you are your best friend. And if you're like me, you talk to yourself a whole lot. So change your perspective. You'll change your body chemistry. You'll change the way you think. You'll change the way your brain functions. Have an attitude of gratitude. Literally go outside and change your perspective and start asking for a friend when it comes to some challenges that you have in your life. You will be amazed at what you can do if you just change your point of view or your perspective. I'm Amelia Sims. This is Reinventing You, where you can be inspired to take your own reinventing journey so that you can live a life of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. I recommend changing your perspective. And if you agree, or if you have another way to change your perspective, please drop a comment below and don't forget to subscribe. Have a great one.